So many of you have asked me to check out this new anime called Amaku MD about a doctor who uses her wild detective skills to help treat her patients. Let's get started. Pee woo! Okay, I already see the child is febrile, they're in pain. All of these constitutional symptoms already tell me that this is of a significant nature. And a fever usually points us in the infectious direction. Throwing up several times, vision's all blurry. Oh my God, he's been having headaches, crying about his vision and body aching for weeks, and the mom didn't bring him in? I'm concerned about more than the current state of affairs. Oh, so they did go to clinics. Look at this. I'm jumping to conclusions. Extreme vertigo, nausea, headache, fatigue, and tenderness in the extremities. Oh, that's a lot of non-specific symptoms. You got to get broad set of labs here, most importantly being the CBC to see if there's an elevated white count. I would also do some special tests to check for signs of meningitis, maybe a spinal tap with interventional radiology. So you have pain all over. Obviously, you're thinking of autoimmune conditions like polymyositis, polymyalgia rheumatica, but the child is so young. There's also sickle cell, like maybe the child has some sickle cell pathology, but that should be shown if there's anemia on the labs. Oh, this is a different patient. That looks like an acute abdomen, exquisite tenderness, perhaps some guarding. In a situation like this, you gotta rush them to CT scan to figure out what's going on. Again, sweating, diaphoresis could be a sign that there's an infectious process going on. Since this is the older patient, temperature is okay, pulse is okay, blood pressure is mildly elevated, but when a person's facing acute pain, that might be totally normal. I just see the word McBurney, and if it's a McBurney point is positive, you're worried about appendicitis. Oh, they say spontaneous pain in the epigastric area. That's where the stomach is. A lot of gastritis occurs there, which could be viral. It could be from acid reflux, could be from an ulcer. It's very hard to determine between gastroenteritis or a lot of abdominal pathology from appendicitis. I've had patients come in where I press on their right lower quadrant. They seem fine, their symptoms are improving, and we say, look, we don't think you need a scan right now, maybe go home, see how this evolves, but we give them red flag symptoms upon which to return. So we say if the pain worsens, if a fever spikes, if you start vomiting more, if there's blood in the stool, you gotta come right back and get scanned because appendicitis could be just starting, and when they come to see me in the office, it might not have fully presented itself.
すみませんが、まだ仕事が残ってて。
ああ、夜勤の救急医に引き継げばいいだろう。
診断がついてない患者さんが2人いるんです。
I don't understand why they can't diagnose without him. This isn't like a medical mystery. It's only a medical mystery because we don't have the CT scan results. So I want to see what he's up to.
自分が担当した患者さんは責任持って見たいんです。
分かったよ。診断がつけばいいんだな。お二人っていつもこんな感じなんですか？
まあね。
仲がいいんですね。
はあ？どこがって。
No, wait. She knows the diagnosis already? I feel rather incompetent. Blueberries? What's going on with blueberries? Okay. We're doing an ophthalmic exam.
この人は
統括診断部部長の雨久隆夫先生です。
部長？ビタミン A 過剰症だ。
Hypervitaminosis A, like overconsumption of vitamin A. Vitamin A is a fat-soluble vitamin, and overconsumption of them can lead to toxicity, but I want to know how she knew that because I have no idea how.
お前息子にブルーベリーのお菓子やビタミン A のサプリを飲ませているだろう。目にいいって聞いたので。だが思ったより視力が回復せず、指定された量より多く飲ませ始めた。違うか？そうですけど。
This is very Dr. House.
小鳥、小児科外来への紹介状を渡しておけ。はい。その杖はこの男のものだな。
What conclusion is coming from the cane? I need to know.
お前今日釣った魚を刺身で食べただろ。
You ate a fish you caught as sashimi? How did she know that?
例えばサバとかアジ、イワシ、メジナ、チヌ。
How did she know that? Did she smell the fish remnants on the cane?
やはりなアニサキス症だ
Is this like a parasite?
小鳥
はい。
消化器科に連絡だ
I wouldn't even know if a parasite is treated by gastroenterology, probably more so infectious disease.
内視鏡で中体を除去すればすぐに痛みは治まる
Oh, you have to physically remove this parasite?
なんでわかったんですか観察と症状からの逆算だ
I need to know how this conclusion was reached so I too can become a doctor of this caliber.
カルテを見る限り虫垂炎や胃腸炎は否定的だ
Appendicitis sometimes has atypical presentation, so I don't like to just go off the chart.
日焼けの仕方から日常的に帽子をかぶって長時間屋外
Okay, come on now. People like to wear hats, not just for fishing.
あの年齢で杖が必要なほど膝が悪いのなら仕事中で長時間
Okay, there's way too many conclusions being drawn.
となると座って行う趣味があると推測したわけだそして左手人差し指の付け根に小さな傷があっ
All right, medical stereotyping is important in order to come to a reasonable differential diagnosis. But this is taking that to the extreme. He had a cut that was in the vicinity of where a cut would happen if he was fishing, if he got a tan, if he was wearing a hat. This is borderline psychic behavior right now.
定医会総合病院救急です。
東久留米第一救急隊です。
They have a code blue in the field? That means someone's heart stopped.
20代男性、久留米池公園付近の工事現場で人が倒れていると救急要請があり、
Elevated heart rate, very poor oxygenation.
現場に急行したところ、左足の下帯が切断された患者が発見されました。到着時、心肺停止状態。
I'm assuming he doesn't have a pulse because he's in cardiac arrest. Not sure what's going on the monitor. I guess that's PEA, pulseless electrical activity.
現在心肺蘇生を施しつつ搬送中です。
AED は使いましたか
心電図フラットのためカウンターショックの適用外でした。
Thank you. Someone says that they're not ready for a shock. Every other medical drama I watch, they're always saying, oh, the patient's flatline, shock them. No, not eligible.
まずは生理食塩水と輸血
他にも
アドレナリン投与の準備をお願いしますあと採血も到着後適時指示を出します
The first thing that I would recommend is throwing in 18 gauge IVs in both arms. One to draw, one to deliver fluids, or both to deliver fluids, just because you're going to need massive reperfusion. Not terrible chest compressions. I do wish that they were a little bit deeper. Blue paint?
1、2の3すぐにアドレナリンを1アンプル常駐して
See, I guess they call adrenaline probably epinephrine.
なんだこの傷動物に噛みちぎられたような
Also, I don't know how that leg is not massively bleeding. Like, I don't see a tourniquet.
送還します
わかりました。心マ一旦止めます。
お願いします
See, you want to minimize the amount of time that you're not doing chest compressions. Intubation should almost be started while chest compressions are going on, and then right like in that moment where you're about to insert, then you say hold compressions for a sec. No pupillary reflex. Not good.
処置すべて止めてください
How many minutes has that been ongoing?
死後硬直が始まってる
Wow. Rigor mortis usually sets in and you start feeling massive tightening of muscles.
ここから先は警察の仕事です連絡をお願いします
河池先生それ何ですか
なんだその色
What is the needle? Was that someone poisoning him? What's happening?
電話でお伝えしようとしたのですが、この患者の血液。
The patient's blood is blue? Was he like overdoing it on colloidal silver? Or the throat numbing spray, benzocaine stuff, methemoglobinemia?
大きな獣に足を食いちぎられた
If someone asked me that on a medical board's question, I would fail.
これは面白い
Oh man, you never want a doctor to tell you how interesting.
またあなたたちですか。
Did he survive?
情報を借りれば今回もまた知恵を貸してやるぞ
結構です。事故か事件かは分かりませんが、司法解剖すればすぐに解決しますよ。
I've never heard of an investigative pathology division. Like, I don't know of a hospital that has that, but it sounds interesting and it feels like we should have one.
アメック先生に高梨先生じゃないですか。いやお久しぶりです。
下手な芝居はよせよ。警察の捜査情報をよこすなら。
She's making me want to Google what causes someone to have blue blood.
遺体が見つかった工事現場はその博物館の裏手の森を抜けたところにある。
その博物館が殺害現場だとでも言いたいんですか？
なあ、何があの男の足を切断したのか分かっているのか？
傷跡からすると牙の幅が5センチ以上ありましたし、
5 centimeters is like 2 inches. Pretty big teeths.
アメク先生はその居場所を知っていると。
ああ、知っているぞ。そいつはマーストリヒト紀のララミディア大陸に生息し、
Is this gonna be a dinosaur? Because if this is a dinosaur, this show's been leading me on, and I'm stressed.
こいつがあの男の足を食いちぎった巨大な肉食獣ティラノサウルスだ。
What? Maybe I missed it, but there was not a day about Tyrannosaurus Rex bites in my med school training. And you know, maybe there should have been.
反殺と現象からの逆算だよ。傷口の形状から被害者の足を食いちぎったのは巨大な生物だと考えた。
I mean, I could have told you that it was a large creature. I didn't think like a mouse bit it off.
だがそんな巨大生物は現代においてほとんど存在しない。海から離れたこの辺りでまさかサメに襲われたなんてことはないだろう。つまりあの男は現代の陸上には存在しない生物に襲われたということになる。それで近くのこの博物館に気づいた。
Does she think the skeleton bit it off?
次は遺体についてだ。身元は分かったのか？
ええ、熊出康介23歳。3年前傷害事件で懲役を食らっています。第一発見者は真鍋二郎。工事の現場監督である50代の男性です。
じゃあその真鍋って人が救急要請をしたんですね。
いえいえ、ハチスカクリニックという個人経営の診療所がありまして、院長のハチスカ氏は腕がいいと評判の医師で。
I mean, I don't know what skilled physician this person is, but I would be so lost. Outside of throwing on a tourniquet and getting him to a hospital, I don't know what I would do.
現場に行ったってどうにもできませんよ。
See? I agree.
ハチスカ氏もそう判断したようですね。すぐその場で救急要請をし、心臓マッサージ。
That's what I would do, except with the tourniquet. It's probably massive blood loss.
何ですか？
黄色ハギ、南洋ハギ、ホンソメワケベラ、カーペンターズラス。
What?
熱帯魚ですか？
お前が院長のハチスカだな。
ええ、まあ。ああ、刑事さんたち。
大変失礼しました、ハチスカ先生。アメク先生には例の遺体の件でアドバイスをいただいておりまして。
はあ。
お前はなぜこの病院であの男を治療しなかったんだ？
What did they want him to do?
手術室があったところで治療できませんよ。
確かにな。行くぞ小鳥。
もういいんですか？
What's happening? Huh?
この事件の裏にはもう一つの大きな事件が隠れている。
This is freaking me out.
小鳥、さっき事件現場の周りに怪しい男たちがいたのに気づいたか？
あのヤクザみたいな人たちですか？
Is this connected to the fish parasite?
思い出せ小鳥。昨日この近くで事件があっただろ？
練馬の発砲事件。
その通り。市民が巻き込まれかねない危険な事件だ。その犯人が熊手なんだろ？
え？
昨べ身元確認して逃走中の発砲犯だと判明したんだ。問題は撃たれたのがヤクザだということだ。
いやいや、さすがはアメク先生。
If the police don't hire her immediately after that monologue, I don't know what they're thinking.
熊手に撃たれたヤクザは死んだのか？
重傷ですが生きています。熊手は反撃されて逃走しましたが。
反撃されたと言ったな。その時熊手は負傷したんじゃないのか？その場に血痕はなかったのか？
ありました。
何色だった？
赤です。
そうだよな。血は赤いものだ。
Blood is red, even in your veins. Most people thought that venous blood is blue because that's what's in textbooks. But that's not what happens. It's not the same shade of red because it's slightly deoxygenated.
あったぞ。
何がです？ってそれってもしかして。
Oh,
被害者の血液だな。
は？
where is she?
熊手はここまで連れてこられたということですか？何のために？
それこそがこの事件を解き明かす大きな手がかりだ。
There's something in the storage. Uh-oh. Did they poison him?
ころを
A blue puddle. Did they ever do a blood analysis to figure out why the blood was blue? What was in it? What contaminants?
高尾先生どうしたんですか急に
There's something going on with fish. Oh, there's the T-Rex. The neurons are firing. This is me right now, but just trying to understand how to make a diagnosis myself before this show.
こんばんは。こんなところで会うとは奇遇ですね。
まさか本当に来るなんて。
さて、これで説明してもらえるんですよね、アメック先生。
いいだろう。この事件を解決するには
She's really considering everything. Like somehow in her brain, everything was considered.
青一の遺体、ティラノサウルスに食いちぎられた足、練馬の発砲事件、倉庫の青いシミ。
If you asked me to create a fictional story with those facts, I couldn't even link them together. So I don't know how this is going to come together.
患者の血液が青かったらお前はまず何の疾患を疑う？
疾患血が青くなる病気
Well, that's what I said, but that's like a classic med school answer. It's a condition where the hemoglobin is damaged and therefore you lose oxygen carrying capacity.
暴力団の若頭を狙って発砲したが反撃されて負傷し逃げ出した。そんな奴が次に取る行動といったら
治療ですか。
そうだ。メトヘモグロビン結晶は基本的に何らかの物質の中毒症状として生じるが、ごく稀にプロカインやリドカインが原因となることもある。
Okay, that's like the benzocaine. That's what's in the Cepacol. We actually talked about this when Mark Rober was using a lot of that spray on First We Feast. Hot ones.
何なんですそれは。
局所麻酔薬です熊では治療のための局所麻酔でメトヘモグロビン結晶になり酸欠で死亡した
Well, that does add up. When we first saw the vitals, the pulse was elevated, but the oxygen saturation was really low, it was 50.
しかし、熊では病院で急死したわけではありませんよ。
まともな病院ならこんなことは起こらなかっただろうな。
どういう意味です？
体内に弾が残ってたんだよ。
なるほど。まともな医療機関に行けば当然通報される。だからまともでない医療機関に行くしかなかった。
In mafia movies, they usually just go to like a vet.
This is a medical clinic, isn't it? Well, of course it is, sir, but for animals.
ハチスカクリニックというのは暴力御用達の病院だったんだ。
Oh, you just got caught.
処置の際、この男は局所麻酔薬を大量に使ったんだろう。その結果、クマではメトヘモグロビン。
Why would you give that much local anesthetic? If you just do like a little nerve block?
だが自分が闇医者だとバレるのを恐れ、クマデを設備の整った病院に搬送しなかった。そして治療のためにこの博物館へ向かったんだ。
Wait, why did he go to the museum?
そこがわからないんですよ。瀕死の男を連れて博物館に侵入した理由が。
治療薬があったからだ。
治療薬？
小鳥、メトヘモグロビン結晶。
Oh, how is it treated? Oh my god. There's a reversal agent for it. God, I don't remember.
酸素投与とか
それは対処療法でしかないだろうが。
Do you give methylene blue?
それ
た
は
くないかいならそれくらい知っておけよな。
それは熊でなし。
違う。これこそが治療薬。メチレンブル。
Yeah! Studying for boards all those years ago. Paid off.
なぜそんな薬が博物館にあるんですか？
メチレンブルーは白点病や水カビ病など病原体に感染したさ。
Okay, how did she know that?
お前熱帯魚に詳しいだろ。キイロハギ、ナンヨウハギ、ホンソメワケベラ、カーペンターズラス。
は熱帯魚ですか
大量の魚を飼育しているこの博物館なら
Where does the T-Rex come into this?
重曹のある足を切断して隠蔽しようとした。もちろん専用の器具を使うわけにはいかない。医学的処置がほど
This is so high
だ
level.
からな。何か重量のある刃物で無理やり切断するしかない。しかしこの男は偶然見つけたんだ。
Is this what's gonna happen like 100 years down the line when you ask if your partner's cheating on you to AI and AI just goes through every possible scenario and they realize that your partner's been secretly using the costume of a T-Rex in order to shapeshift themselves into a museum to have an intimate relationship with the nighttime security guard?
まさに理想的な重量のある刃物をな。
Is that the ideal sharp blade? My goodness. Talk about just spreading evidence all across the field.
つかない博物館の裏手の森を抜け、遺体を工事現場まで運び遺棄した。
Honestly, if you're the criminal at that point, how do you not just give like a slow round of applause on the solution of that crime?
熊手がすでに死んでいるのを知りながら心臓マッサージをし、救急要請をしたんだ。というわけだ。これが事件の真相だ。
Very deep behind the case. In all honesty, we gotta stop having this doctor solve local crimes and instead bring her on to solve pandemics. And then second, let's have her solve bigger problems like how do we get to world peace? I mean, I sort of solved that case too. You gotta give me a little credit. I called it out in the beginning. I just, honestly, if I solved that case fully, you should be very skeptical on how I knew that was going on. Click here to check out the TikTok reaction where a gentleman's skin actually turned blue. As always, stay happy and healthy.